Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reselling Rhythms. If you're new to my channel, my name is Adam, and my channel's name is Adam's Exploits. I typically do live interviews with other resellers every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Today, I have it's a little different, let's put it that way. So we'll see how this goes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for a few minutes for the chat to fill in. I didn't see that the notification went out. So we'll just let the chat fill in a little bit. I'll say hello to a few people. Then we'll get started. There's my favorite moderator, Miss Michelle. Thanks for joining me, Michelle. I appreciate you being here. APGH Picks, you back from Florida, buddy? Or you're in Pittsburgh, or you're still in Florida? I guess it really doesn't matter where you are with what's going on today with the virus. But anyway, I hope you're back home safe. Hi, Denise. Hi, Craig. Going to win this a little bit, guys. I'll let you know in a couple seconds what's going on here, but I'm going to let the chat fill in a little bit. Those of you that know me know that I like to bring up quotes different times, the things that I've learned over my lifetime, things that I find appropriate, words to live by, so to speak. One of the ones I bring up all the time, a lot of these things I learned in college. I don't know why, but for some reason, college professors, I guess, thought it wasn't important to bring these up in college. One of the things I always say is the only thing that is permanent is change. So basically, what's going on, guys, now with the virus and everything, it's we got to adapt. Hey, Wes. I mean, there's social distancing and wiping your hands and washing your hands and drying your hands and using hand cleaner and hand sanitizer and not overdoing that, because then you dry out your hands. But again, the only thing that's permanent is change. The other thing that I quote a lot of times and I say is the mother of necessity is invention. I'm sorry, the mother of invention is necessity. I got that backwards. Mother of invention is necessity. So in other words, hey, John, in other words, when things happen that are a little off kilter, you have to adapt. So fortunately or unfortunately, today is one of those days. I'm going to give about another 30 seconds and we'll get started, guys. I have some information about not dumpster diving. I'm sorry. My brain's all frazzled. You'll know why in a second here. About storage auctions. The short version is, I guess Mr. Wade has something that came up. I don't know if it's health related or some kind of emergency, but I've been reaching out to him for the last 30 minutes, 40 minutes or so, and I can't get a hold of him. Wade's a good guy. I'm sure it's something that's very important. Again, I've messaged him on Facebook. I messaged him on his phone. I've called him on his phone. I called him on Facebook, and I can't get a hold of him. So again, I'm not an expert on stores auctions. I know there's some people in the chat that are. I put out a couple invitations to people that I know that are in the storage auctions. My plan was that I was going to reach out to Wade. I mean, he's running a special now. I think it's like $30 or $35. That if you buy the course and you do a dumpster, I keep saying dumpster dive. Denise, I'm sorry. I keep saying your name, dumpster dive. I keep going to dumpster dive. If you buy a storage auction and you film the storage auction, Wade will put you up on his channel. So anyway, I wanted to have Wade on today, and I know that's very popular these days, is storage auctions. I do want to get involved in that. So you can spell storage auctions. Well, that's good. I keep calling them dumpster diving. But yeah, so I'm going to do one. Again, with my health issues, I can't do anything big. Maybe I'll get like a 5x5. I'm going to stop in a couple of local places or call and see where they advertise. I did do some research for the show. I always do research when I'm doing a show about a certain topic. I research my guests. I research the topic. And again, if there's anyone in here that always do what you've already. Okay, this is from PJ's Picks. Here's one for you, Adam. If you always do what you've always done, you always have what you have right now. That's true. That's very true. It's kind of like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results. So anyway, guys, so I'm kind of winging it here, and again, I apologize. I'm sure Wade will reach out to me, and he may even pop in during the show. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with Wade, whether he has health issues or a family emergency or something, but Wade's always been good to me. And, we had this all lined up and confirmed, and I advertised the bejeebus out of it. I mean, I really advertised and told people where it was going to be. And what does John say? My storage auction lady said big influx of college kids renting space for dorm stuff. Wow. Okay. And then I mean, again, you talk about the virus, right? And, people taking advantage of the situation. You don't want to price gouge, but like what John's saying about college kids renting storage, that could be an issue because college kids typically don't have a lot of money. And the thing is now with the virus, a lot of restaurants and bartenders, the servers and bartenders aren't working. Like in my area, I mean, they closed all the casinos. They closed all the restaurants. You can only do takeout service or drive-through service. So all the bartenders and all the servers, they don't have jobs. And college students, a lot of them, that's what they do in the summertime. They work service jobs or they work as a bartender. So, there's good and bad. It might be an opportunity because these guys might default on their storage lockers. I don't wish that on them. I'm just saying, again, guys, you got to look for opportunities. Craig, you said you can spell storage auctions. I don't remember if you've ever done storage auctions. So that's the thing, guys. I have not done storage auctions. I've always had an interest in it. I used to follow, I know Michelle's here and she and I very many moons ago started following Steve and Steph. And I was thinking about getting into liquidation and I eventually will. I tell you guys, I want to move down to Delaware. I need a rancher because of my health, but move down to Delaware. I'm going to try to get something with a garage and, have access for a truck to make deliveries or whatnot. And I might do some liquidation, whether it be just the Gaylords or I think I would get involved with pallets. But guys, if you ever Gaylords, if you don't know, the best way I can describe it is, like they have those big, huge banana boxes in the middle of your supermarket. That's kind of like a Gaylord. It's not the same thing, but it's similar. But that's the kind of thing, like you get like this big, huge box and they throw all this different stuff in. What I would do is probably get involved with Amazon liquidation because from what I watched, that seems to be the best. But anyway, get a little sidetracked here. But the reason I said that was Steve and Steph used to do things, liquidation. Now they're in a dumpster diving. Wade has done all kind of things. That's why I'd love to have Wade on. I want him to kind of get into it. He started out as a regional rep for T-Mobile. He sold to all the larger corporations and tried to get them to switch their cellular service to T-Mobile. I think he did that for about 14 years. And then he got involved in reselling. And he got into that and he did a lot of clothes. And then it was funny because the product was kind of overtaking his home. And then he got some kind of a warehouse and he got up a couple flights of steps. So that wasn't working out. Hey, Greg, how you doing, buddy? So anyway, guys, so then he got a larger warehouse space. So now he's kind of cool as he's showing you what he's using the storage space for. And if you don't know, guys, again, talking about storage auction and some of the people that do storage auctions, I have some friends in the business that do it. I'm sure most of you know Donatella Bodolino. If you don't know Donatella, she does auctions like 3 to 4 days a week with her friend T, and T is usually in my chat. Auctions for you. So what they do, and again, I was going to get into that with Wade. When people buy these storage auctions, these units, and they have product that they can't sell or they don't want to sell, a lot of times, especially these days, there's more and more auctions on YouTube. So Donatella, and then that's her channel, is Donatella Bonolino. And then she's doing auctions, and some of the other channels, the storage auction buyers are doing auctions. I know, who is it? I had a brain freeze here. Jason Deason. Jason Deason just started doing some auctions. Jason has been on my show before. He's doing, and Donatella's been on my show before, and Jason Deason's also doing some auctions. So it gets to the point, I guess, guys, where it's not really worth your while or you don't really have the time to list all these different things. So that's one opportunity to liquidate things. You can either sell it in bulk online, or you can do auctions. So I just want to see if there's anybody, guys, that can come in. Anyone in the chat here that I think we have about 15 people or so. Anyone here that actually did storage auction or has done storage auctions? If you want to just talk about it, I mean, you're all more than welcome. I recognize every single one of you in the chat, so I know you're decent people. So I mean, I can riff for a little bit because I used to be in outside sales, so I can riff for a little bit. Again, I tell you guys, I know a lot about a lot of things, but I'm not an expert on anything. So if I don't know something, I don't try to mislead you guys. I tell people, what are you saying, Craig? There's a website about it, ad.com. Okay. Hey, Cajun Roots, how you doing? So again, if any of you guys want to just pop in, I mean, we can just talk about reselling. It doesn't matter. I prefer to talk about storage auctions because that's what the topic was. Hey, Dan, I'm sorry you had to cancel, buddy, or reschedule. Guys, if you're into creating video, and I tell you guys occasionally I talk about video creation. Dan, Creator Fundamentals, is here. He was, again, we're talking about the virus a little bit. He was supposed to have a video conference up in Albany, New York, the beginning of May, and due to the government's instructions not to have large social gatherings, he's rescheduling for people to purchase tickets. He's having it online, and then he's going to. It comes with a ticket again for next year for a live ticket. So I was really looking forward to that. Dan, I'll just show you real quickly. I'm kind of riffed here because my guest is AWOL. I don't know what happened to him, but let me show you real fast here. One of these days, I'm going to figure this all out. This is my Canon M50. Yeah, absolutely, because you got to work from home, Dan, absolutely. But I have the HDMI cable. I have the and also the USB cable. And then I have I had to get the capture card. I also had to get SparkoCam because, again, guys, I know you're most of your resellers, but just chatting with Dan a little bit, he's in the video creation. When you use a camera, or DSLR camera, or a mirrorless camera, which this is a mirrorless camera, what happens is when some cameras, they program so they would have like the viewfinder or your data, the ISO and all that stuff on the screen. So when you broadcast live, it comes up on the screen. So you have to buy software basically to delete all that. So anyway, that was my plans eventually. That was really ambitious. I was going to try doing this today. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do so. Again, this is kind of cool too, guys. Again, I think I've showed you this before, guys. This is called the Switch Pod. Again, I know you guys aren't really into video, but if some of you have YouTube channels, and this is really for vlogging, but you can also use it for a tripod. So what you would do, and again, I don't have this lined up perfectly, but if I did, I would hold it out like this, and the camera would be facing me, and I could vlog if I wanted to do video, whatever. If I was going to try to do it up at Dan's conference, and then you would have the microphone facing you if you were vlogging, and if you were recording someone else, you could have the microphone facing out. You could turn most of that off, right? Yeah, but I wanted to use the autofocus, and yeah, I want to reach out to some of you guys. But anyway, I want to learn how to do that. I follow David and Luria at LSP, Livestream Productions, and they have a wealth of information, and they started recommending the Canon, guys. If you want to get, that's a great vlogging camera, by the way, for you guys that are resellers. If you want to take it out into the market and film. I live in an area that has a really neat downtown. It's kind of becoming like the neat town to commute to Philadelphia from. I live right across the bridge from Philadelphia, and we have an above ground train that travels into Philadelphia across the Delaware River. So what I was going to do, guys, and again, maybe you guys have some, hey, Noel, if you guys are interested, I was going to go to some of the shops on the avenue. There's like antique shops. There's kind of places that's like, they'll sell gold or whatever, buy gold from you. There's resale shops. What I was going to try to do was like go in and speak to them prior, and then say, do you guys mind if I go in and just film and give you guys like a little commercial and promote your business and show my other reseller friends about your business. So I figured that's a good opportunity for me to learn how to vlog. And I'm kind of giving back a little bit to the community, basically promoting their stores. So that was the idea. Noel, you're just getting here. Unfortunately, Wade must have some kind of emergency. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. We were all lined up. I chatted with him 4 or 5 different times. Everything was all lined up. And I've tried to message him and call him on Messenger. I've tried to text him, call him on his phone. His voicemail's full. So I'm kind of winging it here. So basically what I'm doing, guys, is, most of us are resellers anyway, so we work from home. but some of you guys might be part-time resellers and you're stuck at home. So give you an opportunity. Any of you guys that want to come in, let me put it in the chat right now, guys, so it'll make it even easier for you. What's nice about StreamYard is you can put it into your chat, and you can't get like the trolls can't pop in, because basically what they come into like a green room for you guys that haven't used StreamYard before, and you can see who it is before you let them into the room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link. You'll come in, Noel. Great, appreciate it. Getting a little dry here, guys. I'm not used to talking so much. Usually my guests talk and I just ask questions. So let me put the link in for Mr. Noel. We'll do that. And I'm sure I'll be able to reschedule Wade. I hope it's nothing serious. Again, I just haven't been able to get a hold of him. Noel, that's in the chat, and it should be, and I have my pop-up on the YouTube as well, so make sure, yeah, that did show up on YouTube. Okay, great. So Noel, whenever you're ready to join me, I'd appreciate it. That's fast. There she is.
Sorry. I'm going to put this on my truck.
I was talking about them dry. What I was saying was Wade and I had conversed back and forth 4 or 5 different times, and everything was set up. And I told him like I did with you, told him 30 minutes of, I would have the link, 20 minutes of come in. And I started getting nervous. I'm calling him, I'm texting him, I'm messaging him. I hope it's nothing serious, but for whatever reason, I couldn't get a hold of Wade. So
hopefully it is, and I'll get a hold of Ashley. She always answers me right back. And okay, so I don't know. I do not know what is going on with my camera, but I'm having a weird angle. I'm out in my garage.
You look good. I mean, the picture's good though. I'm not saying you don't look good. You look good personally, but I mean, the video is good. I'm still FarmGurlScavenger.
Yeah, I'm scavenging in my garage, Adam. I'm just telling you, I want to give you guys some bolos right now.
There you go, perfect. You know, again, you don't mind having the on solo, right? So I can put you on solo.
No, go ahead.
Okay, there we go. So
if you guys have, let's see. I'm reorganizing my garage. I got stuff in the rafters. I got stuff in this is all listed stuff right here behind me. It's all books. If you guys have books, get them listed. Even if they're only $3, books, games, anything vintage electronic. Let me just tell you something. I don't want any hate mail here, and I can't see the chat. So,
all right, I'll ask if there's any questions.
Can you see that? Do you see that?
Perfect. Hey, Philly, how you doing? Yes, we do. Okay. I know Mr. Craig is a vintage electronics kind of guy. Mr. Craig Lynch.
I have been selling vintage electronics like freaking crazy the last 4 days.
No kidding.
When I was out here, I've been spending about 2 hours a day out here in the garage. Reorganizing, just getting stuff cleaned up. Here's my shipping station. See all my boxes and everything.
Oh, very organized.
So I got all of that taken care of.
Have you come here and get me organized?
But see this? Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
That is a vintage oscilloscope made by Tektronix right here in Portland. And it was my adopted I don't know why I have this weird blue screen on this side over here that's showing me another one, and I can't seem to get rid of it. So I feel like
you look fine on here.
Anyway, so needless to say, I have that. I have all the leads. I have all the books. I have everything for it. And I had it out at a garage sale, and a bunch of people were interested in it, but they're like, you should donate that to a museum. That's a museum piece. I'm just kind of like, no, I'm not donating that to a museum. They could certainly buy it from me.
I have bills to pay like anybody else, right?
But my adopted grandfather, he was in the military, and then he was he worked for this will crack you up. I have a ton of these boxes, and they're all from him. Oh, probably I don't have. Okay, he worked for. Can you see that? Lockheed Missiles and Space Company.
Oh yeah, sure. Lockheed's right here too.
Do you see all these boxes right here? They're all from him. They have vintage electronics. They have vintage electronic books. They have missile books. They have missile code. all that stuff. So I just sold one of his tick tracers, like tick, how many ticks is it to the next camp?
Oh, I was thinking about when you get tick bites.
In the military, that's the way they talk about it. Instead of miles or feet, they go how many ticks, right?
Oh, okay.
So I think on my Instagram last week I put a picture up of vintage electronics that I found in a box in the garage. Well, I have sold, and I had got them all listed, and I've literally sold.
Hold on 1 minute. It's my guest. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Wade.
Oh, yay.
Okay. We'll reschedule. I'm actually Noel was kind enough to join me. So
I'm obviously not a substitute for Wade in any way, shape, or form. Can you do it
next Wednesday, or you think, or you don't know yet? Okay, sounds good. Gotcha. All right, I gotta let you go. Thanks. Bye. All right, so that was Mr. Wade. He apologized. No emergencies. He got his date mixed up.
Oh.
He's busy doing storage auction units, which is what we're talking about. But
yeah,
4 different units he's working on. So,
I have a
anyway. So he committed to rescheduling for this coming Wednesday. So we'll have everything all ready for that.
I have more vintage electronics right here. Let me turn my my Sony Dream Machine down.
Oh, okay. Is that playing music, or is that playing sounds?
It was, I don't know what it was playing. Lady Gaga, actually. I'm in the shadows now.
Not to get off subject, did you see she did that cover, and she was au natural?
Oh yeah. I love her. She's such a wonderful person all the way around. Anyway, so now I'm on the other side of my garage, right? Actually, that spot right there, that's where it caught on fire.
Oh, geez.
Woo, it's the hot spot. So, all of this stuff back here, not listed.
Well, that's good with what's going on these days, right?
Oh, yeah. So, but the whole thing
posted, guys, again, and I said this, you got here right after I started, but I said earlier, the mother of an invention is necessity.
That's right. Well,
it's like you can't go out to source. Places are closed. You don't want to be out, amongst the virus. If you have a desk/cash pile, get on it.
And so, I have all of this stuff, and I'm listing constantly. I don't need to go out anywhere. And this is nothing, you guys. This is my life.
This is your life.
My grandmother here's a huge bolo. Anything you can find that is African American. If you guys see nativity scenes, Christmas, this camera is being really weird.
That's okay. I appreciate you helping
me. There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Christmas, anything like that. I had the estate sale that I bought out in last May. They were an elderly African American couple. I knew their son, but they had a shed that they never opened up, and he just gave me all the contents that were in it. There were 3 or 4 African American nativity scenes in them. Okay. And it was so funny because Vicky had been talking about LVL Pink Panther, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, had been talking about African American nativity scene that she sold, right? And I really didn't pay too much attention to it. And I had this huge yard sale, estate sale, some friends that had lost their property, and they brought a bunch of stuff out. And I had those 2 nativity scenes out there for like $35 a piece. And I put them on Facebook. I put them on Instagram. Somebody on Instagram said, "Will you take $25?" And I said, "No, I won't." Or would they take $25? And I said, "No, they won't."
Did you say what you had into them? How much did you have into them?
Nothing. They were free.
They're free. Okay.
They were free. They were in the shed that he gave me for free.
Oh, okay.
So I packed them up and put them in the garage. A lot of the stuff just went away, and I was like, oh, they're nativity scenes. I'll just list them, right? So when I got them out to list them, I was floored. One of them I sold for almost $300.
Wow. $300.
Yep. And they went overseas, as a matter of fact.
And what was this, like a table size nativity? I mean, how big was it?
It was just a table size. The pieces weren't, let me see. There we go.
Like that size.
The pieces weren't any bigger than this.
How about that? Wow.
So something, and another thing, you guys, Christmas sells all year round. Don't buy stuff and put it away.
I have a couple ornaments I have to list. Yeah.
Hypocrite here, not really. Don't buy stuff and put it away. Say you're gonna list your Easter stuff a month before Easter, or your Halloween stuff a month before Halloween, or your Christmas stuff a couple of months. List it the minute you get it. People have alerts set up for things.
You mean like this?
Yeah. Get that listed. Get it listed, Adam. Come on.
New box.
You know what they say? Come on, Cletus. You know, so my biggest problem is like you, as you well know, I get a lot of stuff free from a lot of people. Sure. And a lot of this stuff here is a lot of stuff that I had free, and it was just in boxes. And it just, during yard sale season, I just, you know, what was bad for me was I would be doing landscaping and I would drive past and there would be a yard sale. So maybe I would stop.
Oh, you couldn't resist.
Well, in some of the areas where I do landscaping, they're out in the mountains. You stop at those yard sale and estate sales, because number one, the estate sales are ran by the people who own the property or their children. And they've lived there for years. If you could see some of I have a whole box in the house, which I'm probably going to get listed here in the next couple of days, that is just old shavers, old men's shavers. Really? The old ones, the ones that are worth like $50-$60 a piece.
Okay.
And I paid like $2 for the whole box, you know, but because I was doing landscaping and I would be out from 8 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock at night, at that point in time, I had like 300 listings, and it was all I could do to keep it at 300 listings, because you'd sell stuff and then you'd list stuff, right? So you'd be keeping it at. So since I quit doing it,
if your things are selling quickly, sure.
Yeah. So since I quit doing the landscaping, then it's really a nice day here today. So since I quit doing the landscaping, then I'm going to walk out to the barn, and you guys are
beautiful out
don't
there.
Don't give me any hate mail, you guys. But if anybody lives here in the Pacific Northwest and you need some stuff to sell, hit me up and all. And if you want to come up here, I'm not sick. We got 33 acres. We got nothing.
You practice social distancing on a regular basis.
Okay. There's my garage right behind me.
Gotcha.
There's nothing in there but my eBay stuff. That's it. And then the house is right there.
Right. She's very organized, isn't she, Joy?
That's the shop. That's my brother's shop. And can I just tell you all the cool stuff that's in there that I'm going to sell? This is the barn. This is the farm that I grew up on. We milked about 200 cows a day, twice a day. I have one turkey left, and he's a mean SOB, and I hate his guts, and he's maybe.
Hey, you got to watch out for him. He doesn't sneak up on you.
That's him.
Okay.
This was my oldest boy's first truck.
What year is that?
1969.
Wow. That's cool.
Yep. Apparently my brother doesn't get rid of anything.
We're not talking about storage auctions, but you're very interesting, Noel. Thank you.
Okay, so now I'm out in what used to be the old milk parlor. And I have stuff. See that? That should go on Facebook Marketplace. Another one there.
Okay.
But this is my dad's. See if the light works. It's really dark in here. This was my dad's, this was the office for the farm. Okay. And my brother let me have it. It's really kind of dark in here, but do you see all of this stuff here?
Yes.
This is all vintage glassware. And
let me interrupt you for like 5 seconds.
Go ahead.
Guys, again, I know some of you might just be lurking and not typing in the chat. Again, I was supposed to have Wade's Venture on today. Wade just slipped his mind. Wade is fine. Don't be concerned. Wade is fine. He had 4 units that he purchased. Again, well, we're talking about storage units. But he just slipped his mind. He thought it was another day. So he told me we're doing it a week from today. So same time, same bat channel. So anyway, I wanted to tell you guys, if you were just lurking in the chat or watching the replay, that we were supposed to have Wade Ventures on, and he will be on next Wednesday at the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead, Nicole Noel.
So this is the old motor room that had all, well, there's one motor right there left, but this is where all the motors were that ran all the milking machines and all of that. And it has just become a catch-all for things. But so, I mean, if you guys can get the opportunity to just go to so
basically you're saying go to estate sales and
even
the more
go
remote,
to
maybe
estate
even
sales,
the better.
but if you're just driving around in the country and you see an old property or something, go knock on their doors.
Sounds like American Pickers, right?
The worst thing they're gonna do is tell you to get the heck off their property.
I don't know about that. Out, you know, some people in the farms in the remote areas, I don't want to knock on their doors.
Don't be a scaredy cat.
I'm a scaredy cat.
Do you know what this is? Anybody know what this is? Let's see if I can get a good.
No, I can't see it. Is that kind of out of the picture? No, what is it?
It's a window weight.
Oh, okay.
So
we had the balance
many years
on the
ago when they had the old heavy windows on each side of the window. Sometimes if they were a big window, there'd be one on each side. In the casing, you would never see them. Right. Sorry. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
By
the way, Wes said that he had a 1972 in that same color as your son's truck.
Oh yeah, I love that truck. It's got no freaking power steering and it weighs a ton. And it's funny. It's funny because can you see how it's kind of a circle around here?
Yes.
So when he was learning how to drive, my brother just, put it in gear and was teaching him how to drive. And my youngest son, who's 6 years younger than my oldest son, would be in the back. And he had a Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett hat and he had a Davy Crockett fake shotgun, and he would ride around in the back pretending that he was shooting whatever, but it was always the I don't know how he survived that. That's how he learned how to drive a stick. But okay. I mean, you guys would be amazed. You would be amazed at the stuff that you can sell that most people aren't even thinking about selling right now.
Yeah.
Dairy products, I kid you not. And when I say dairy products, I don't know if I can get back in here. My dad was the president of the National Dairy Herd Improvement Association. So DHIA, type DHIA into eBay and you'll be amazed at some of the stuff you see. Really? DHIA. Okay. This right here, let's see. See this little bottle?
Yeah, right.
This is one of the bottles that they used to test the milk. So what they would do is they had a tester or however many they needed for each county. And once a month they came to your farm and they tested, they did 2 milkings, one in the morning and one at night. And they took a sample of each cow's milk and it was sent to the state lab and they were tested to make sure that nobody was putting antibiotics and any of that kind of crap into the milk. And they still do it to this day. When my dad died in the tractor accident, there were close to 2,000 people at his funeral, and the DHIA rented a whole Boeing airplane and sent everybody up here to his funeral.
No kidding.
Side note. Anyway, so stuff like you
never know, I guess.
You can't just freak out and think, I don't have any clothes to sell. I don't have any shoes to sell. I don't have any of this. You would be amazed at the stuff that you can sell. That is, if you just don't mind putting a little bit of time cleaning into a few things. And we all know that right now we're going to have a lot of time. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what I have in my garage or what I don't have in my garage. I mean, there's so much stuff here at the farm. Our property is for sale. I mean, I just walked past this cupboard. You see that right there?
Yes.
It's a motor for one of the pumps.
A little tickle here.
So it's, you know, you guys, you just gotta think outside the box. And if you're not sure and you think that, you know, just start typing stuff into the search engine on eBay. Just start typing stuff in. See what's selling. What is her name? Bolo Buddies. Why can't I think of her first name right now?
Courtney.
Yes. That's what she does. That's how she finds her stuff that she's showing you guys the auctions on and stuff. She types stuff into search, right, and she finds the I want to show you guys something. This is my brother that's just older than me, has a trucking business. He does sand and gravel. Jake and Erica, Portland Pickers, you guys know who they are probably. Jake recently sold one of these, just this. Go type in onto eBay, Kenworth, or Peterbilt, or Freightliner, name, why can't, I should know it. I have, and the sad part is I built Freightliners for years and I have a bunch of the vintage nameplates on my toolbox. It's amazing. It's amazing. I was going to show you guys Mount St. Helens because it's been really pretty the last couple of days, but it's actually right back there.
Behind your barn? It's
behind the clouds. You can't really see it well today. Okay. It's really been really pretty the last few days, but.
Now, when that erupted, did you have all kind of soot and things on your property or what?
Did we have what?
Did you have soot or anything or any kind of debris coming from it?
Oh yeah, it was horrible. We had to get up on the barns every day and get the ash off because it was so bad.
Before the fire, okay.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, May 18th is the 40-year anniversary, you guys. So if you know anybody that has Mount St. Helens paraphernalia and stuff, get it listed. That's another thing. I mean, souvenir stuff, ephemera, paper products, maps, old, you don't laugh at me now. Don't laugh at me. Old maps, old wrapping paper. Even if you even only have like 1 or 2 sheets of it, you'd be surprised. You would be surprised at how much old wrapping paper and ribbon I sold this year at Christmas. Stupid, crazy amounts of money for rolls of flocked ribbon or whatever. Maybe there was only a quarter of it on the roll, but they're not always just after the ribbon. Lots of times they're after the cardboard rolls that it's on.
I was going to ask you, how do you know it's vintage? I guess by the roller.
Oh yeah, easily. Type it in, vintage Christmas ribbon. Type it into eBay. See what you come up with.
Okay. A lot of resellers are selling postcards too. But how do you evaluate the prices of postcards when you know? Okay,
now there's Don, Auction Professor, does a lot of stuff on postcards.
Right.
There's another guy that Dom's had on, Postcard Pirate, I think his name is.
Okay.
He does a lot, and just I'll tell you what, some of the ones that anything California does really well. Anything that has Route 66 on it, really well. And then and so if you're somewhere and you see a bunch of postcards and you're like, well, I don't know. Well, if they've got anything to do with California and it's vintage, you know, then more than likely you're going to get 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of them go for crazy money, $700, $800, $900. Don, the Auction Professor, go check him out. If you want to learn how to sell ephemera, paper products, postcards, records, all that stuff, then you guys should be listening to all of his stuff. After you have put all of Adam's YouTubes on play so that you can listen to
Thank
them
you.
all
You did
day.
that for me. I appreciate that.
Once you get done with all of that, and it's funny because one day, the day that I was watching all your stuff, and I commented on a bunch of them, and then I didn't comment on a bunch of them because I had to go into town and do stuff. I just left the YouTube running. I just left YouTube
I need
running
the
on your
help.
thing.
It's crazy. It's
Well, here's the thing too. I don't know about you guys, but I have like 5 Gmail accounts. So with every Gmail account you have, that's another YouTube account.
right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have more than one YouTube account, that means that you can subscribe more than once to somebody's channel and help them out, right?
Right.
Right. And then that means that you could put somebody's channel on replay on all of those things. And
yeah, I
just
have a playlist. You just click play on. Just you got to have the sound up just a tiny bit. But somehow YouTube knows if you have the sound turned off.
So if you're trying to help somebody out and you got multiple accounts, why not do that? It's not going to hurt you anything. You can just set them up on the TV or something in the room, and put it on in the morning before you leave for work and let's let it run. I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice if you could listen to and watch, but if you're just trying to help somebody get their watch hours up, I mean, I could use some watch hours.
Well, I tell people with my channel, especially because I have all those reseller interviews, you don't have to watch it. You can be like listing or doing something, working or house cleaning, and just listen to it. And if you hear something that's interesting, you can go back, rewind it, listen, watch it. Because I mean, between you and Chris
all the time,
and Casey and Katie and Vicky and Todd and then Justin, Jason, and I just had Jason and Justin. I've had so many top resellers on here, just with loads and loads and loads of information. And I mean, I go back a lot of times to rewatch my own videos. And I say, man, that's great. They said this to do this or do that or do that. But sometimes you'll write something down, you'll lose the paper, or believe me, guys, if you're listening or doing something, just put my playlist on. If something is interesting, just rewind it and then watch it or listen to it. But I mean, a lot of great.
Exactly. But there's a multitude of ways that you can help somebody out to get them more watch time, and having and we all know that everybody's got at least one or more. I'm walking around the farm. I want to show you guys something because
that's a beautiful day out there.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. It's still only about, I think it's 62 degrees, which is okay because
for this time
3 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago, we had 3 inches of snow. Crazy. It was like this the day before, and the next morning, it was last Friday. No, last Friday it snowed, rained, and then Saturday morning when we woke up, there was 3 inches of snow. I was like, what the heck? Anyway, so we do have a few bovine species here, but they're all beef animals. Anybody who's a scrapper or who sells car parts or whatever, don't hate me and don't yell at me because I'm only one person. You guys are all good. Okay, first I got to show you this one thing. So I went to an estate sale auction, and Chaz from Side Hustle Pros, and then Jake from Portland Pickers, they had gone on a little rafting vacation trip. And so it was so funny because at 2:00, the estate sale was shut down, and then they auction everything off by room. And so Jake had circled a bunch of the pictures, and he goes, I'd like to have that, and I'd like to have that. So I ended up getting him. I filled my truck up 3 times, and my trailer, my Dodge Ram and my landscaping trailer 3 times. And then Chaz drove up with his van, and Jake had his car. And I think I paid $70 for all the stuff that Jake got. That's and that was that much hauling. And he just was like, I think Chaz put up a little video on it, and Jake did too. But it was funny because then when they came here so that we could offload some of it, I was walking them around the farm, And there's this trailer that's been here for probably 15 years now. The guy that owned it passed away. His wife can't do anything about it. But my mom wants it gone and my brother can't deal with it. But guess who's going to deal with it? I'm going to show you I'm going to show you. I'm sorry I can't see the chat, you guys. I'm really, really sorry.
If there's any questions, I'll relay them to you. Just a lot
There's
of
something in here. There's something in here that I want so bad.
That.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yes. That's a lot of stuffage.
Do you see that stove?
What, in the front there?
It's got a cardboard box sitting on it.
Oh, okay, now I do. Yeah.
It's an old cast iron stove.
Yes. Yep.
I've been in there. And dug through stuff. There's so many cool things in there. I can't hardly stand it. So my mom wants it gone. She said if I could make a deal with my brother to get rid of it, that she doesn't care what I do with it. But I think that more than likely at some point in time here this summer, Chaz and Jake and Erica will come up and we will go through it and make a video.
Well, do it like I said, do it like the American Pickers, have them come up and say, make me an offer, make me an offer, make me an offer.
I want that stove. I'm going to have it sandblasted.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it. I'm going to have it sandblasted and re-enameled for myself.
Who, I forget, was it Marie that came up and you guys got together? Who came up to get together?
Oh, I went down and got her and took her out to lunch and we went around, but she and her husband are going to come up and go through that room in the barn.
Great. It's nice when people like connect, through YouTube and,
yeah.
Cool.
Well, and it was amazing to me too, because Dom had on his, is that too much sun there? That's better.
Fine. That's fine.
Dom had on his, in the Facebook group this weekend, he had every state, everybody post where you're from, right? Put in a post where you are in that state. And it was funny because I posted in the Washington one and then I went over to the Oregon one. I'm only 16 miles from
right in the border.
Yeah, I'm only, and all the people that had posted in the Washington one were from up north and east of the mountains.
Right.
So, so I went over to the Oregon one. I go, I hope this is okay. Don't get mad at me, Dom. And I go, but I'm in the Vancouver, Portland metro area, but I'm across the bridge in Washington.
Is that a cell phone tower on your property?
It is.
Okay.
We get quite a bit of rent from it.
Very nice.
They just spent 5 weeks putting a bunch more antennas on it. You can see that I think there's like 3.
Well, remember you couldn't get a decent Wi-Fi when we were doing the show, and you went on yourself. That was great.
Well, I get 4G LTE on my phone.
Okay.
But I don't get good Wi-Fi because because everything runs by me. But they never wanted to put anything on this side of the road and back because there's only like 5 houses back there, and it's not worth them to do anything. Not worth it monetarily. Anyway, so what I was going to show you guys is, can you see that?
Yes.
So my brother told me I could have any parts off of that I want.
I bet you some of that, if you're handy, some of that stuff probably could sell on eBay.
Well, I am handy. I built Freightliners for 10 years.
Okay, that's right. You did. I forgot about that.
Somebody's going to want this steering wheel.
Oh, absolutely.
And the mirror, believe it or not, even though it's in crappy condition, they'll fix it up. Right. But because it's I was trying to think. I was going to look at it. I can't remember. He's got an old car like this. Somebody can help me out in the chat, which I can't see. But just this right here, the sun visor, that's actually in really good shape. Throw that back in there.
Noel,
throw that back in there.
Noel,
yeah.
Road Tech wants to know, is that an old Road Runner?
Yes, that's what it is. Thank you.
Old Road Runner. Cool.
And guess where it's from?
I don't know. Where's it from? Where's that say? Minnesota?
Yep.
Cool.
he only went. So he's got an old Road Runner, and that's my favorite piece of building on the property. Can you see the old silo just poking over?
Yep.
Sorry. So he's got an old Roadrunner, and he's got it painted olive green and black, and then in white on the hood is the Punisher.
The Punisher?
You know the Punisher, come on.
I don't remember the Punisher.
The Punisher.
You're probably quite a bit older than I am. No, I'm just kidding.
The Punisher from
What is the Punisher from?
It's the fresh air that makes me look this young.
There you go. Where's the Punisher from?
The Punisher's a comic guy. Somebody in the chat tell me what he is. Is he DC,
Marvel or something?
Marvel?
Okay.
I forget.
Marvel.
Anyway, so my cousins own a painting business, and they paint trucks, semi-trucks. They do custom painting and stuff like that. So he had them paint his car those colors. And then so he got this, and he got all the parts off of it that he wanted. And I said, hey, can I have the license plate? And he goes, you can have anything off that you want. He goes, that's the last piece of bleep poop that I have left on the farm. And he goes, take whatever I said, how about if you just give it to me, and I'll take whatever I want off of it, and then I'll have my scrapper guy come and get the rest of it. And he goes, that's fine.
That stuff, yeah.
That's one less thing that he had to worry about, right? So
I thought you said you had an offer on the property. You didn't have an offer on the property?
We do have an offer on the property. Okay. The guy's been really sick.
Okay.
My mom was talking to him, and we're not sure what he's doing. She told him that he had a certain amount of time that we were gonna list it. But now with everything that's happening with the unit, with the illnesses and stuff, my sister, who also owns quite a bit of property in Oregon, has the dairy farms. She said that the real estate lawyers, 2 separate ones, have told her a lot of people are backing out of real estate deals right now, which I totally get, but I also don't get for the bigger ones, because the feds just dropped the interest rate to 0.
Right.
So honestly, if they have the money and they can get the money, now is actually the time for them to get something. So if he doesn't come through with the money in the next month, then we were going to list it, but we're not going to list it. We're going to sit on it and write all of this out. Otherwise we'll get it's 33 acres, and it's right off of I-5 at exit 16 in Washington State. So you guys can Google map it, Google Earth it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see a big barn that says make mine, big brown barn that says make mine milk. And that's it. We're on the east side of the freeway. But
Crystal said that the Punisher is from Marvel.
Yes, thank you. That's right. Anyway, so then when I had more time, I don't remember what year or what life of mine that was. I used to do a lot of knitting because my mom and my sister do all that crap.
Wait a minute. Let me interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Mr. Justin Pac-Man's in the chat.
Oh, Justin, how you doing,
I missed you, buddy.
I know, we haven't seen you for a while.
Mr. Wade, by the way, if you just entering the chat, had to reschedule, and he was completely his fault. He apologized. He actually called me on my cell phone when I was live. Got his dates mixed up. So allegedly, we're doing this next Wednesday, the 25th. We're rescheduling Wade for next Wednesday. He was working on 4 different units he had purchased, storage auction units. So anyway, but it's great to see you anyway, Justin. Miss you, buddy.
Yeah, Justin. We love you. Don't be hiding out. We'll come find you.
He's out your way somewhere. Is he out west somewhere?
You're not out here near me, are you, Justin? I'm in Washington. I thought he was closer to you, Adam.
Okay.
Anybody need Jeep parts?
There you go. There's some more parts you can list.
Okay, just wait.
That looks like 70s.
There's another one. There's another one.
A little newer, yeah.
My nephew has a problem with Jeeps. Oh, wait.
Stores in there?
Wait a minute. There's another one.
Holy crap.
But here's the best.
You're gonna have about like 7 flatbeds pull off your property when you sell.
And he has a problem with Dodge, the older Dodge trucks. But this is my other nephew's problem right here. Let's see how far away I can get from it. It's a Ford truck. How's it look to you?
Oh my God. Why
That's what happens when you're a stupid idiot and you're doing 80 miles an hour on a back road and you go off the edge of the pavement and your tires catch gravel and you hit head on. You know why he's still alive?
He got
because this truck is metal. That's what it looks like in the front.
My God.
If he had been in any other vehicle, he would be dead.
Oh, sure. 80 miles an hour and hit a tree. Oh.
He came home from the hospital 2 days later. This is what it looks
2 days
like.
later.
Luckily, he didn't have a passenger because the passenger would have gotten killed.
Oh, look at all that glass. Wow.
Look at the dash.
Wow. That's scary.
Guess who's going to be scrapping stuff off of this? You. That's right. Because there's lots of good parts. They took my brother. It didn't look quite this bad. I mean, my brother, they pulled the engine and the tranny out for him, but he's left all of this stuff here, and there's still some good parts on it. I mean, there's brakes and there's these mirrors right here. I used to build the mirrors for the Freightliner trucks.
Okay.
These mirrors are worth some money.
Okay.
You know, and then guess what? The steering wheel might be busted up, but this right here, all of these little tiny pieces.
Sure.
You know, and it's just a matter of the knobs for the even this wing window right here. Okay. All of those things are worth. They're just worth money because these are older vehicles and people can't get their hands on them. Right. I don't have to go anywhere to You Pull It to pay any money for, you know, any of it. So it's all free to me, and they're just going to haul it off for scrap anywhere. The glove compartment door is still in good condition. It's only 4 screws to take it off.
Philly Road texted that'll buff out. I guess that was a joke.
It was so funny.
Thank God he's alive. Wow, 80 miles an hour and hitting a tree.
This is not his first accident. Can we just say that? And it's not his second or third, and it's not the 5th or 6th vehicle he's totaled. But I will say that even though he's my nephew, he's not my blood nephew. So there you go. Right. I love him like he's my own. I'll tell you that much, but I don't share any DNA with him. Oh, shoot.
We're pushing an hour. Do you have any last minute bolos you want to share with us? I try to keep this around an hour. I appreciate you coming on.
I think the biggest thing that I can tell you guys right now is if you have any old vintage electronics, get those listed. But
get those listed first, right? If you're in their cash pile.
Yeah, if you've got them, get them cleaned up. It doesn't matter if they work, guys. It doesn't matter. People will either fix them or they're going to buy them for the parts.
Sure.
So if it doesn't work and you're selling it for parts or replacement, make sure that when you're choosing your condition that you put for parts or replacement, because then it makes it more difficult for them to return it to you. You have to choose that condition under the new, used, that kind of stuff when you're doing if you know it doesn't work, then you choose that option. And then anything that you guys have that's books, DVD sets, book sets, games, and anything crafty. So you got knitting. You guys would be amazed at how much yarn sells for. Fabric, embroidery kits, and embroidery floss. Heck, do you guys follow Matt, Part-Time Pickers?
No.
Okay, you need to go watch his last one that he put out. He went into the Goodwill.
All these channels. I can eat all the subscribers I can get.
He went over to he works full time, and he is one smart dude. Let me just tell you, really nice guy. So Matt, Part-Time Pickers, go check him out and look at his last video that he just put up. I was listening to it earlier, and I had to stop because he was talking about DMC embroidery floss. He saw some on the shelf, and they were in a vintage box, and that's what caught his eye. So he looked them up, right? And they were great deals. So he has to go and get a shopping cart because he didn't have one. So he goes and gets the shopping cart, puts them in there. The next thing he picks up is a plastic. There were 4 of them, mind you, and Suzanne A. Wells has a video on DMC embroidery floss. Go watch it or listen to it. Suzanne A. Wells. If you guys aren't following her, she's been around almost as long, maybe even longer than the Scavenger Life, who's my old, and Pete, Craigslist Hunter. So DMC embroidery floss. You guys need to be looking for that at garage and estate sales, or go to your grandma's and raid her craft room, because I'm pretty sure she has them. And so he basically got that, and he walks down the shelf and he pulls this box off, and it looked like a box that you would put your fly fishing flies in. It's one of those clear plastic boxes that has all the little compartments in it, right? It was full. There were 4 of them. They were full of DMC embroidery floss, and he picks it up, he looks at it, he turns over and he puts it back in the shelf. I about pooped myself because he walked past almost $400 worth of embroidery floss. Embroidery floss. It's a thing, people. And if you've watched Jason Deason's storage shed that he just bought, and he and his papa's been helping him out a lot, that lady had a poop ton of that kind of stuff. And you would just be amazed at the people that buy that stuff. So embroidery floss, I actually sent Matt a message about that. I said, it's funny that you bought the one, but you didn't buy the other. And do you know why he didn't buy the other? Because the person who had that had taken it all out of the skeins, and they had wrapped it on these special cards that are made just for that. And they had it in all these containers, and they were, I can guarantee you, they were labeled and they were all color coded. He walked past so much money that it wasn't even funny. So just because it's not got the tags on it means nothing. If you find a hoard like that, go watch his show. Go watch that video. It's at 7 minutes and 29 seconds in is where he does that.
All right.
If you don't want to watch the whole thing.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me.
Crafting stuff, yarn, you'd be amazed. Yarn, crafting, knitting, crocheting, painting, old oil paints, old chalk paints, old pencils, old pencil lead. Do I need to go on?
No. No,
you guys think outside the box. There's more to eBay than clothes and shoes and glassware and, geez Louise, old nylons.
We're not selling old nylons.
Lots of old nylons, as in a lot of old nylons. I've sold them for up to $70 for 30, 40 pairs of nylons. People do use them for crafting, but those aren't the people that are buying them. And that's as far as I'm going to go on that.
Okay, we don't want to go there. I can't try to keep this G-rated.
So anyway, but you do have to follow eBay's policy on how to list those. So yes, I mean, you can look them up. I have a lot listed right now, and I've had a lot of weird people send me messages on them, but they'll sell.
Okay.
So
two quick things real fast, guys. Some of you joined me late again. Wade apologizes. He got his dates completely mixed up. I don't know why he thought it was on Tuesday. I guess he thought it was next Tuesday. I don't know. But anyway, we will be on next Wednesday, the 25th, same time, same bat channel. Wednesday the 25th at 3 p.m. Eastern time on my channel. Wade actually was going through 4 different storage units he just purchased. I was texting, calling, messaging, and then Wade actually, if you look in the 5 minutes into the video, he actually called me on my cell phone and apologized profusely. So he will be on next Wednesday, God willing. The creek don't rise. One thing real quick, guys. I don't know how many of you are Amazon sellers, but I guess you saw the notice that most things are now not being allowed to be sent into FBA unless basically they're related to something to do with the virus.
Amazon's hiring 100,000 new people right now.
They are, but basically what they're shipping out is grocery, pet foods, things to do with protecting you from the virus. So a lot of categories are not be allowed to be in like books and things like that. You can't ship in FBA now. So it might be an opportunity for some of you guys.
You know what that means, Adam? List your freaking books on eBay because people are going to buy them from
you.
You
didn't interrupt me.
I have a problem with that.
I was going to say that. There's opportunities on other other venues like eBay, Macquarie, etc. So that's what I was getting to before Nicole wanted to voice her opinion, which I value your opinion. But let me finish.
Noel.
No, I'm saying Noel. Oh my God, my brain is
That's
frozen.
all right.
Noel.
That's all right.
Again, so guys, there's an opportunity. Again, what I said earlier and several times in this video, the only thing that's permanent is change. So you got to adapt. If things, you got to adapt to the virus. If you can't ship into Amazon, maybe you can ship into eBay with like the books, like Noel was saying. So
check this out, Adam. I'm in our old dairy barn, which you guys saw from the outside.
Yes.
There are our diamond plate tools, step side toolboxes, and diamond plate bumpers for semi trucks. And oh, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see. My brother's old Camaro back there, Firebird. Yep. He races that every year during the summertime. It actually does work. It's just dusty right now. That's just my life. I really could never ever leave here and not have to go sourcing ever again if I really wanted to. But where's the fun in that?
All right, let me wrap this up, guys. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you hanging in with me with Wade not being here. Again, he will be on next Wednesday, the 25th at 3 p.m. I wanted to thank Noel for joining me. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you, first of all, like the video, subscribe, and if possible, share it. And if you want to leave a comment below, and again, God willing, the creek won't rise. We'll do storage auctions and how to purchase storage auctions, how to make lots.
Go on your other Gmail accounts and subscribe to Adam too.
I appreciate it. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up here again. Thank you all for being here.
Everybody stay safe.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see you next Wednesday, guys. Thanks again.
Bye.